We ask you to be with Dwayne. If he needs help, we ask you to restore his health. And Lord, just as we do the business of the county today, give us wisdom, give us discretion, give us unity, and give us peace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll call this meeting to order on the 26th of January, 2026. Do you have anything you want to talk about there, Brandon?
Just a few things, it ain't gonna be much. I'm just gonna be up here again talking about a grant writer. I have a question about that. And I'm just using these numbers just strictly, don't go off of it. I'm just wanting, okay, say there was a project and you got it. Does the grant writer get any funds off of that?
Not if they work for the county.
Oh, so, but if it's private, right?
Yeah.
Now, does the county
Well,
don't get anything? Does
I'm
the
not
county-
sure.
Could the county get that, or is it, that's not a,
No,
they can't get it?
we can't benefit. So I think if it's not, from what I remember, if it's not somebody that works for the county, yes, you can.
They can,
Yeah.
kinda like the thing up in, like not Choose Ottawa County, what's the other one? North Central
Yeah.
Kansas Foundation, I think they got a little bit of something, Dwayne say they got a little bit of something on a project. But that's just,
I think we have to pay them to write grants for us.
and then if there's any money left over from it, they can get
They
it.
add
Or do they add that?
certain amount of grant writers. I'm not saying this is what they do.
No, yeah,
Add certain percent for their.
they can.
Sometimes do, yes.
Okay,
But
but the county can't do
I
that.
don't know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we can't.
And that's just what I was, just checking. Commissioner Morris and I were able to go to Beloit and visit that solar farm, that solar field up there. And that was a pretty neat thing. I don't know if you guys can get a chance to go up there. They'll give you tours of that facility up there. We went.
How big is it?
About 40 acres. And they had it, and
I'm sorry, this is a solar farm?
Yeah, the solar,
Okay.
Beloit has a solar field that they use to give electricity for their town. So they put up one, and it took them 5 years to pay it off. And so this year is their last year, and then they get to start collecting money on it. They can't collect any money when there's tax benefits in it. They can't collect anything until it's paid off. But now that it's about paid off, then they can start making money on that. They can start selling their electricity.
So,
The only thing I worry about though is what did your son say, Scott, about that? About his fire department? That's the only thing that worries me about something like that is are all of our fire departments in the county, they wouldn't be.
they're not qualified right now. I don't think they would have to get qualified, and it may take more equipment than, I don't know. You have to ask Beloit. They surely have to be.
They do. That's just what, and that was my thing about that is the county gonna be willing to update some of those things?
I can't imagine that. I don't know. I can't imagine Mitchell County spending a lot of money to update. So, I mean, they must have been qualified or pretty close. Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they were qualified. In fact, I think they're also looking at like a battery storage, but it'll be above ground. It's not going to be below ground. The below ground, that just was my thing
You
about
know how far away from town is this?
that. It's just right outside of town. You go do you know where their electric, kind of like what our place, you know
Yeah.
where that's at?
Yeah.
You go just right outside of town to the south. It's not very far out there. And it's a really neat deal because they turn with the sun. it's really it's really, they've got all these safety measures hooked up to it, and it's really a safe thing. It's just the fact of, you got an initial cost,
Sure.
but they were able to borrow money. Like, they didn't have to put up no money, and they're getting ready to take another 40 acres and turn the other 40 acres into it. And it was gonna cost them, this new one that they're doing is right beside this other one, and it's gonna cost them $10 million, and they've got $5 million to put into it. Now, the first round that they did, they didn't have nothing to put into it.
I'll have to ask old, John up there, one of the commissioners I know pretty good,
Ask-
come and talk to us about it.
Yeah, maybe they would do that.
Or,
Cause that
I'm
guy
sure
that,
they're
Or
meetings.
do we have a quarterly meeting coming up shortly? We could discuss that with them.
Yes,
Do you know when the next quarterly is?
yes, I'll be talking about that, but I'll just let you know now, it's gonna be, April the 8th. If we're actually the, excuse me, quote unquote hosts, so, I mean, it's still in Concordia, but, yes, so.
We host it?
April
Yeah.
8th, okay.
so
Go
maybe
on.
you can,
Yeah.
okay, and that's about it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you talked to the city about this since they're the electrical people, the city of Minneapolis?
I haven't yet.
And that's what I was wondering, if it was the city of Minneapolis, or of.
City of Beloit?
City of Beloit that did that,
Rather than the county?
instead of the county.
I'm wondering if Dwayne knows more. I mean, he wrote a whole bunch of stuff down. He'll know more about that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I thought it was the county had I don't know. But you're right. It's just something that I didn't talk to our city just because I'm not, I'm
And I
not.
guess the other side
talking
of
to
it is
them
when
right
you
now.
said that they didn't have to put any money up, so it must have been subsidized by something. And if the subsidies are still available,
They got, they had a loan. They got a loan from a place. I don't know exactly who it was, but they were able to get a loan
Must
for
be
it.
something other than a county then, because we can't borrow money. I mean,
a lease purchase.
yeah, it'd have to be a lease purchase thing.
But,
I didn't realize that he wasn't here today, and he knows more about it. I just wanted to briefly talk about it, just because I think you guys, if he comes and talks, or if you're free, it don't matter whatever you do, but.
I guess I always I would defer to Minneapolis first, cause they're the electrical people. And if they have interest, then it would come back to, what do you think, Scott?
Well, I think Evergy, if Evergy decided to come in, they could do something. If Evergy decided, because this is for Minneapolis, just local. And you're right, they might have done it there. It might just be city. For some reason, I didn't think it was. I thought it was a county thing, but it might be city.
And do you believe that Evergy's gonna come over and take over the electrical in Minneapolis? Have you heard any plans of that?
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
won't. No,
I was just
they won't.
curious. You said if Evergy
Minneapolis.
comes in, and I was like,
Well, I mean, in
haven't
the county, because we've got what? Minneapolis has the city. The city is Minneapolis, but they're not nowhere else in the county. So, like,
we're
if
Evergy in Bennington.
well, I know, but is what I'm is what I'm saying is Evergy could come in and put a solar field in on their,
If they were willing.
if they were willing to.
Rather than.
Minneapolis could. I'm sure they probably could. I don't know. I don't talk to them too much about it because I feel like
Beloit's
that's
a lot
not.
bigger city to afford it than, if you get to
And-
the
and they
smaller
may.
communities, Minneapolis being our biggest, and then you go to Bennington, who's only 600 people, they're not gonna make that kind of investment and that kind of usage. So Minneapolis still seems like the logical first discussion point.
It might be. Something.
I'm glad you went up there, though.
I just went up just to kind of get the idea of how it goes. I'm not so sure if, like I said, that would not maybe be the direction to go, but at least it's, something to,
Investigating.
it's
Something to learn about.
Yeah. And then let's see, that's probably about it right now I'm gonna talk about. I'll talk about the road, I got some road and bridge stuff that I'll talk about at another time.
Okay.
Which I think will be.
I'm glad you came to the table. Good job, Brandon. Come to the table.
Let me get out of this way.
I don't know if Doug Plummer forgot or not.
We slated today and I called with the time, but I just had to leave a message. I did speak with Shane, the next person on the agenda.
He's not coming because of weather.
I don't know.
Oh.
He knew the time, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe they'll be here in a little bit.
So we're gonna boom to Chris,
I'll have to call him. He's probably not planning on.
or do you wanna call?
Do you have anything?
Do Do you wanna call Jason to see if he wants to come and give us an update?
I don't wanna, I think we ought to just, he's not prepared, so I
I
think
was
we
just-
ought to make sure he's prepared to come and give something. Do you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, with the township appointment,
Clerk comments or anything? You want anything?
I can do clerk comments if you like.
Okay.
So I have a few things. You guys have received information, there's a township meeting, February 19th at 6 p.m. I just want to tell you about that. That was brought to my attention, we've had those in the past, and there was interest in doing that, so we're gonna meet with all the township people, on the boards, and discuss
I think that's a great idea.
budgets, roads, yeah. So hopefully we can turn that into at least an annual, kind of talk to everybody, so they wanna do it a little more often.
Say
than
February
maybe.
19th?
February 19th at 6 in the basement meeting room.
I think that's great too, and that it's before their budget preparation for the next year, and we can kind of see what they want our guys focused on during the year, so I think that's great.
Yeah.
So did Chris instigate this, or did you instigate it?
I did, but Chris is coming, our design management's coming, sheriff's office is coming. I kind of talked to the different departments to see who all would be interested to be there and to be available to answer questions.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks for
excited,
doing
and then
that.
hopefully you guys will be there as well, so they can talk to you guys.
What time?
6 p.m.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. And then, the next thing, I spoke with the hospital, they would like for you guys to come up, and come to one of their meetings, maybe take a recess here and then reconvene at their meeting.
Are theirs on Monday morning?
Yes.
At what time?
Well, Monday afternoon, I believe it's at 11. I'm gonna pull it up here and give you the options of the times and places.
Do they?
You know, we've all, not everybody made it the last time we went to that. I mean, I don't know about reconvening. I don't know why we'd all have to go. One person, Carla or somebody, or Dwayne could go to
Well,
it.
I would love to go and just look at their financials, and just since we make 6 mills, we donate 6 mills, I'd be anxious to hear. So do they meet once a month, or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how often they meet.
They do.
But what I can do is, if you guys want, I can just set up a meeting, if that's the best option. And
So you don't know?
let you guys know when that is. They've given me 2 different options, but if we're just gonna have a few people, I can just work with a few commissioners.
Did
How
they
do you
give
guys
you
wanna do
any
that?
dates so far?
I'm sorry?
Did they give you any dates so far?
Yes, I'm looking for those right now here. I had it pulled up and, then lost it here. Let's see. Oh, she asked about Monday, April 20th.
April 20th. Did we just?
Quite a ways off.
And, she kinda asked what time you guys adjourned. I
So-
gave between 9:30 and 11:30.
So the 20th would be the third Monday, so they must meet the third Monday.
They usually have lunch, is what they usually did have the last time we were there.
Well, I'll try to schedule around that for the
So
hospital.
do you want me to go and schedule April 20th and kinda see
Yeah.
what time works best for them? And then is it okay if we,
I-
curtail the meeting to fit that?
I think one way or another, that somebody could, even if their meeting was going with us, one person could get away to go there, one way or another, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay, so I will work on that.
Even if it was after or during our meeting or whatever, depends. It's always been after, so I think it'll work out fine.
Okay. And then, like we said earlier, there is a regional commission meeting coming up, April 8th. We are technically the hosts. It is still in Concordia. They haven't given out the times, but I'm sure it's normal time. I think it's usually at 6. So since we are technically the host, we do need to pick out the food. And Sheila will take care of getting it all ordered. Do you want me just to do that? Do you want one of you to do that? Do you guys want to vote on it? How do you want to?
Get it ordered where?
I think they go through their maybe senior center, maybe hospital. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember who they use.
It's-
I don't know, but
it's-
I
It is.
have all the information here.
Oh, okay.
So
Are you
guys-
willing to take it?
I can pick if you guys want me to, unless you guys have.
I
one.
think we can trust your food
Okay,
selection.
I can take care of that.
Fried
I
chicken.
didn't wanna do without
Fried
checking
chicken.
here.
Are you serious?
They ain't doing fried chicken.
Anything's good for fried chicken?
You want fried chicken?
They're not doing fried chicken.
Oh, no, it's an option.
It is?
Yep, it's an option. Fried chicken is one.
Well,
of
let's
the
do it.
options. Okay. Fried chicken will be, and then do you have a preference on potato? We got a whole list.
Fried chicken? You want mashed potatoes?
Well, you gotta have mashed potatoes
Baked,
with fried chicken.
mashed.
I figured
hash
you'd say
browns.
mashed. I was like,
You want mashed and gravy?
Well, doesn't that go with fried chicken?
It does.
Okay.
What kind of vegetable you want? We can just take care of this right now. What kind of vegetable?
Corn?
Corn's on there, okay.
oh, not green beans?
No.
Oh, corn.
What kind of
We
salad?
gotta grow corn around here. We're farmers.
Do you want like a broccoli cauliflower salad, a jello sour, a tossed salad, a pasta salad?
I'll let Carla pick it.
Okay, broccoli, cauliflower. If you're gonna let me, I'll take it.
Oh, that's fine.
You want a broccoli cauliflower salad?
Yes, please.
What kind of
Okay.
dessert do you want, Carla?
What do you have? What are our choices?
I don't know. She'll probably
And
tell you.
then dessert. There's cheesecake, cakes, and pies, all different kinds.
Cheesecake's always safe for guys and girls, right?
Yeah.
I'd go with
Cheesecake,
cheesecake.
you have preference on kind? Cherry, peanut butter, chocolate, blueberry, coconut cream, or turtle?
Oh my goodness, can we get a
All.
selection?
All of them. No.
Uh,
Can we get a selection?
I'll just tell a variety.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Hey, look at that, that's done.
There you go.
Can you hear Carla? All right.
That's done.
I moved this.
I'm gonna say, if you can't hear her, I wondered if she could pull that. You can hear her fine or not? I didn't know if you could take, I mean, she can take this off. I don't know if that'd help it or not.
Let's see, Carly, can you test the mic? to see
Does it
some-
look like I'm recording okay?
Yeah, I can just tell that you're not as loud as,
Me?
yeah,
Watch. I wouldn't want her, I
Mine's
wouldn't
pretty
want her to be.
close.
yeah.
Well, anyway, you
And
can
I'm
pull
turned
the
up
cover
all-
off if it helps. I don't know if it does or not. Does that help any?
That? Is that better?
Slightly.
Slightly better. Okay, we'll
We can
take
see how
it.
that goes. And then, we do need to set a date to meet with the Service Corps, the Fair, the Rec Commission, USC 239, in February. Are you guys okay to just do that anytime in February?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference?
Yeah.
So do you know why we meet with them for all those meetings?
I think everybody just meets every year just to go over.
Was that the initial contract thing that we did last year, that shared interlocal agreement? Is that when we had that discussion or something?
No, I think it's just something that.
This is just touch base, see what they got going or if anything's on their agenda for us.
So you just wanna pick a day in February to have them come? Is that
Yeah,
what-
I was just asking if you guys had a preference before I said it.
Okay, so we don't have a meeting on the 16th, so either, any of those other days are okay.
Should probably do it after the 16th.
Yeah,
That works for me. And then I just wanna let you know that we are receiving our first transient guest tax, funds.
that's great. When did you
Yeah.
get them? Today?
No,
Or this
well,
month?
I'm not sure when we'll get them, we got the letter saying we're gonna be receiving it. It's not much, it's more than $100, less than 150, I don't remember the exact amounts. We got the fund set up, it's its own fund.
So can you?
I would
see-
like the previous commissioners who worked really hard on that, hope they hear this. Cause they were adamant about getting it and a few roadblocks along the way, finally it went through.
Well, so that, so does it list who they collected from so that we know that, remember when we were setting it up and when we talked to, Jeff, he was saying, well, they'll automatically know to pay it. Is there a way to check to see that it looks reasonable, that everybody that should be paying it is paying, or collecting it, I guess?
All we've received so far is the letter saying we're getting it, so I'm not sure
You
what
don't
it's
have a
gonna.
detail about
I-
the amount?
Well, we haven't received the check yet,
Okay,
so all we have is the letter saying it's coming.
well, that's progress.
Yes.
It's been a year, so,
Yeah.
so that's
Yes,
good.
so that's pretty exciting, so I'm gonna let you guys know that that was coming to fruition. And that is all I had for clerk comment.
Alright. I'll call Chris.
And then you guys had mentioned bringing up emergency management, do you wanna schedule that for next week?
Well, do you wanna
I
ask
think
him?
we need to give him a chance to be prepared.
Well, you know, I was just gonna ask him casual questions.
You can come anytime you want.
Do you think that's inappropriate, just to find out how the weekend went?
That's up to you guys, 100%.
Well, I don't have a problem with you doing that, but I mean, I've never seen you ask a casual question. I wanna know, I mean,
I know
you'd like,
nothing about what he's
I
done
know,
this
but
week.
you start asking, I'd like to know this, this, and this, and he may not be prepared. I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't think I don't have any questions prepared for him.
Okay.
If he's willing to come up, I would love to hear what he did over the weekend.
Okay. I don't have a phone. I don't know if you have the extension.
Oh, I just took
for
my
it.
phone away. Do you
I don't know if they've got it downstairs yet or not, do they?
I think they do.
I don't, I mean, if they've,
I can see if Stephanie can go get him.
no, just a minute.
Surely Jason's on that list, right?
233, I don't know, it says 233. 3600. 392, 3600, 230, and it's 233 extension, I guess, I don't know.
Hey Jeff. Hey, Tammy just reported that we got our first transient gas tax in.
Well, sweet.
Or no, we got notice of it coming.
Alrighty then.
Isn't that great news?
That is.
The fruits of the efforts.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, it took a while, right?
Yeah.
Come up and talk to her about this evening. All right, whenever you're ready, come on up. Thanks.
Go ahead, Chris.
And sorry, I'm gonna interrupt for just a moment. I did just get word that Shane Haney will not be, will have to reschedule.
He won't be here
He will not be here.
Can we take executive session on that for about 5 minutes, just so I can,
on,
that topic?
Sure, since you're here,
Yeah.
you came for this reason, I
I'm
can
assuming
tell.
that's why I was giving you some. I want Chris to stay, Tammy to stay, you two.
You want Joe too?
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
all right, for how long?
Let's just say 10. That was the agenda, right, for him to be here for 10 minutes talking, so.
I think so.
So let's just do 10 minutes.
All right,
You want me to make the
so,
motion?
go ahead, what is,
Attorney-client privilege.
Attorney-client privilege, okay. So I'll move to go into executive session at 8:23 for attorney-client privilege to include Jeff Ebel and Joe Mullen and Chris Smith and Tammy Cox to return to the commission meeting room at 8:33
I
to
second.
discuss confidential privileged information.
I second. It's moved and seconded to go into executive session for 10 minutes with the people in the room here till 8:33. Is there any discussion? That's for attorney privilege. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Shut the mics off.
Yep, let me work.
So do I do that?
You need this one shut off?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
So, in the matter of, the property line in Grant Township, Mr. Haney was unable to show today. Guess we can, just have our attorney, contact him and see where he can go with this and see what we need to do. If he's willing to sell a piece of it, we'll just have to see. We'll have Jeff do that. Okay, road and bridge.
Alright, so on bridge discussion, I was contacted by Cloud County, it had been,
Several years ago.
well, yeah, it had been a couple years ago, and then he contacted me again last Monday. The bridge grants are opening back up for certain ones. There is a bridge in Cloud County that is their bridge. We maintain the road, and they would like to apply for this bridge to get a grant. And this one, I believe, is an 80-20, if I remember right. I'll have to look. But they want to know if we want to negotiate paying part of what the county cost would be for them and split it. In the past, it was brought up. Previous commissioners said no.
So is
Two
it-
of them did.
Come on in, sit down.
Can you tell me where the bridge is?
Go to
The
Bohemian
Cloud
Hall, go to
and-
Bohemian Hall and straight north.
Okay, give me street roads.
Cloud and what, 20th and 30th, buddy?
Over here?
Yep.
It's on the line, right there where your finger
Yeah,
is.
like right in that
See
little
that
hooey.
curve?
Yep.
See that curve right up
Yeah.
there? That's it.
Well, that would look like it's in Ottawa County then.
Well, that map don't mean nothing there when it comes to that. The state decides whose bridges are what.
Okay.
We maintain the road, but it is Cloud County's bridge.
Right.
Handful of miles.
It's on the mile line.
Yeah.
Or on the county road.
Handful of miles east of there, it's opposite. It's our bridge, they maintain the road. I think, we need to work together with neighboring counties, and if they do get this and win it, I think, we should help out and pay for part of that cost, cause it is our road.
So what do you, think?
We don't know what the costs are gonna be, obviously, until they apply, get accepted,
Okay.
anything like
Well, I
that.
think that's,
But I think it'd be good as neighbors to help
So it's-
with some of that cost.
so do you think,
it's not listed as one of our 251 roads?
No,
that we
that is Cloud
maintain.
County's bridge.
And so we would do it out of just keeping,
Well, and
Good
that's how
relationships.
kinda it's always works. If there's one that falls on the line, we did one a handful of years ago. They decided to build it, so we chipped in some manpower and helped them build it. Instead of funds, we used manpower on it because we had equipment they didn't have to make this a little easier. And I think we actually even chipped in on some materials.
well, I guess if they're gonna, if this works out,
Mhm.
do you think they'll straighten the road?
I would think they would. I mean, the one I applied for, they're gonna straighten, so.
Okay. Well, I guess that's not any big deal.
Right,
It
I
should
know,
be if
he
the-
just didn't wanna apply for it to
If we
get
weren't
shot
willing to
down
help.
by them, and I know his commissioners want us to help too.
so
Okay.
you think it's 80-20 plus contractual?
You're gonna have engineering and design in there.
Uh-huh. Well, so what kind of commitment do they want? I mean, I would have to see the dollar amount. So do you know what kind of commitment they're asking right now?
Dollar amount, it'll be a little bit, but I don't know anything. He's
Let's-
just looking for right now whether you guys are interested or not.
We're interested in talking, let's move
Right.
forward and see where it goes.
That's all it is right now.
Yeah,
To
we're
discuss
not,
it further
yeah.
instead of an absolute no?
Yeah,
Okay.
cause
And
if
it
you
is
guys
a-
weren't interested, he wasn't gonna apply for it.
Well, it's the only,
It is the only crossroad for quite a while
yeah,
there.
it's the only crossroad for quite a while.
So you're saying, just give me, again, in the past, have we shared anything like this on surrounding counties?
Not to my knowledge, since I've been in this
Well, we have with
position.
Cloud,
where
we have
he
with
is.
Cloud with,
Building,
right.
but other than that, that's the
Right.
only one that I know of or have ever been a part of.
And this, and they have asked us of this before, and we
Mhm.
have declined.
Yep, couple years,
So now we're just
couple
keeping
years
the
ago.
discussion and open at this time?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. And
I
then
do wanna see numbers though.
Well, they'll have to apply for it, get the engineers involved, they'll put together the packet, and
And then-
it'll show what it'll look like.
And we're not really committing 50-50, but we're committing to participate, or possibly.
Right.
Okay, I got it.
And I'll just reach out to them and tell them that you guys are interested and you'd like to see numbers of what that's gonna look like on our share.
Okay.
So, and then on road and bridge update, push snow all weekend.
Did you start Friday? Do you start prepping Friday? No?
No, we did prep during the day, you know,
Uh-huh.
he sent guys out for pre-treatments and stuff like that, but we didn't go out Friday night. We don't run an overnight crew.
You just do pre-treat on Friday and then
Yeah.
you let it snow?
Mhm.
Yeah, and so then what happened on Saturday?
We ran all day. Me and Joe ran from 4 in the morning to 4 that afternoon.
Well, now that's over, that's at night.
Well, yeah, it was dark. And then, yesterday, we did not have any blades go out Saturday because of the cold. We didn't want any of them gelling up. So yesterday, we sent them out at 10 and they ran until 5-ish yesterday evening. And then this morning, they're running a little slow too, with
Sure.
as cold as it is.
Well, I mean, that's the reason they canceled schools, because of the
Right.
school bus gelling too, so, I mean, it's,
So far, pretty good. I mean, other than this stuff's so dry, we're eating filters like crazy right now, but few air filters.
So when I came into town on Friday afternoon, I met our new white truck in Bennington. So did all the trucks run
Mhm.
great?
Mhm.
So I got one email. I was gonna ask you if what the protocol is, just since you were coming in today, from somebody who says, I see where the county spray truck managed to spray one path down the middle of 180th from 106 to Bennington. I was told it was the same from where you turn to go to Tescott to County Line on 170th. They're just saying they didn't like that. I don't know what the protocol is, so I did not
So,
respond.
on our brine trucks, we do not have trucks like the state where they're pressure feed. They can cover a lot of ground really fast.
Okay.
Ours are gravity. We have to run 20 mile an hour
Okay,
everywhere we go.
okay,
So if you were to do both lanes, you would never get them done in a day.
okay. So
And-
that's our I mean, he's trying to say that
If we have
Bennington
time,
Township was not treated equally with everyone else. All I'm trying to figure out,
these are
no,
all-
everything was
they did it, they
right
did
down
the
the
same way,
center.
same way in Delphus.
everywhere throughout the
Every
county.
blacktop throughout the county was right down
And
the
then,
center.
then you followed with salt.
What he's
and-
probably thinking is there's a little gap in there that is the state's.
No, it's the single down the middle.
Oh, and say, cause other than that, we single everywhere unless we have time to do it.
So, I
So you
agree
would-
with the way you did it.
So you would have done that on Saturday? Or Brian went Friday?
Brian went down Friday.
Friday, okay.
Brian went down all weekend, but then when we're applying it on the roads, after it snowed, it goes double lane.
Okay. Well, as long, just to be able to say that's what
And
we
we
do
only
throughout
have
the
2 of
county.
those trucks.
So the main thing is for me to be able to tell him that that's what's been done throughout the entire county.
Yeah, or just have them reach out to us.
Yeah, well, I just got this email this morning, so.
So it would take an awful lot of money to do it like the state. Would it upgrade that way?
We've looked into it. Me and Joe actually talked about that the other day. We've looked at how they're designed with different valves and pumps. And the pumps are run strictly hydraulic. The valves are run electric. They have 4 valves on the back of those brine trucks. We can build one, we think, with running 1, but it's getting a combination of, if I get time and Cameron has time to put this together, because I think I could build a stainless pipe and not have to buy one and weld it up and make it right, and then
To make it wider?
no, to
Oh.
get it to where it
Pressure.
doesn't leak,
Oh, pressure.
and putting the nozzles and everything on it, which they're expensive too, but we've
Just do
we've
your,
talked about
just do
it,
your best to look into it, whatever.
seeing what it's gonna cost
Yeah,
for us.
that's fine.
So do you, are we supposed to get a lot of major snows yet this year? Do you know? Do you know what the forecast is or how much?
Well, the emergency preparedness man's supposed to know that, so why are you asking Chris? No.
It's, you never know. This is our usual
It's
time for
Kansas,
getting
Carla. This
weather.
isn't where you came from, this is
Yeah.
Kansas.
I grew up in Kansas, come on.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So, you put out that solid waste meeting?
Yep.
So I was trying to remember, is this just to get feedback from people? Or
No, we have to do that every year.
So this is an annual meeting?
Yes.
And is this when we, last year, determined what the rates were and then we ended up bumping them up?
Yes.
And so, did you ever get any feedback from anybody that we
I-
bumped those up?
Nobody said a thing.
Nope.
Okay.
Negative, anyways.
Okay.
They did for me.
They did to you?
I have heard, well, cause they're on tax statements.
I won't
Right.
hurt you any.
And say, when they see the numbers, it don't look like we had it. It all comes from her. So,
Okay.
So,
So,
did we change the chairman of that board?
yes.
Okay, so that's not right on there?
No, that is correct.
It should be correct.
That is the change.
Unless I accidentally enveloped the wrong one. Let me take a look. No, that is correct.
okay, so should we be prepared to present if we wanna increase it again next year by that meeting?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so the only thing we really have to, it looked like we carried over a sufficient amount,
Mhm.
and, even with the tire recycling.
Mhm.
So, I just have to calculate what Hardesty increase is gonna be and see if that's gonna cover.
Mhm.
Is
So-
there anything else?
So we'll have to, there's stuff I gotta meet by the state, so we'll have to have approved committee members that you guys will approve and minutes, and I have to send
Didn't
it
we
all back in.
reduce that number last year?
Yep. And then we will have to have certified minutes that I will send in from the meeting. And if any of the changes get made to our regular operation plan, we'll have to put that in there too. And that's due to the state, whenever we get done. They had a vacancy in there, so they reached out the other day, making sure we were still on track. Cause they always send out a 90-day reminder. And so he reached out Friday, Thursday, and
Do you feel you have to be prepared to discuss all that by February 2nd? What you were just saying, these regulations and stuff, do you present all that to the board or no? That's just your
That's
responsibility?
Yeah, it's just my responsibility of whatever you guys discuss, and we get the minutes in the committee and everything submitted to them. That way they know we're having these meetings, cause they're required once a year.
Okay,
So it says, the fees is listed on there.
Mhm.
So you discuss like the tire cleanup and stuff
Mhm.
like that?
all right.
So the fees, and I guess the only other thing is, proposed fees, right? Last year's fees and
Mhm.
proposed if necessary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll take a look at it. Do you want me to email you what I
Yeah.
think?
That'd be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Because last year we prepared a schedule for him, remember?
Mhm.
But I don't think that,
That
hopefully
was-
that won't be necessary.
That was a lot more of a meeting with the 5-year and all that stuff that we had to do, so.
Okay,
This
from
one's
last
pretty
year.
simple, yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for setting that up.
Thanks, guys.
Wanted to tell you, I'm not gonna mention any names, but Grader in my area did a really good job removing the snow and not the rock.
I know
So,
Joe, he called
push
every
that.
one of them, say, if you gotta leave it up a little
They
bit.
did a good job
Perfect.
in my area, so you can, or wherever I've been, I have not seen anything.
Good.
You know, there were a lot of townships that did pay, use the end of their rock budget and put it down.
Mhm.
And so do you just tell grader operators overall not to mess with new rock, or how do you
Mhm.
handle that?
It's
Anytime
2
they
weeks.
see new rock?
We get 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Township puts rock down, we don't touch it for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And if they want that extended, do they have to contact you guys?
No.
We're gonna blade it anyways.
You're gonna
We
blade
just
it.
try
By
to
2 weeks,
keep it on the
gonna
road.
need it.
You're gonna blade after 2 weeks no matter what, so
Well,
2
we have
weeks.
to, cause it'll get washboarded,
It's
chuck
rough.
holy and nasty,
terrible.
and if you leave it, it's an accident.
Yeah,
Okay.
waiting to happen.
I was just trying to figure, when I saw that rock go down and then we had the snow, I didn't know how that worked.
They just try their best to keep up a little bit, so.
Okay, and do we have full operators now? Blade
Mhm.
operators, so we're good?
Yep.
So what, do you have any open positions right now?
Labor.
Labor? So, I was going through these policies, you probably have, the whole policies, there was one about the CDLs and,
Yeah.
drug use and all that kind of stuff, it's in the packet this week, this meeting. And I had no idea that you have to do all that reporting for all the CDL people,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I didn't know they had a reporting agency that, for drug and alcohol, so that's a huge responsibility.
Yep.
To follow that and keep all that current and.
They do it all. We don't do any of it.
We use compliance
Yeah,
line.
they do it all for us.
Oh, okay, so you.
Anybody that has a CDL through us has to take a random drug and alcohol. And it's picked through by them. They notify her, she notifies me. We let the guys know the day of the test, you need to be here at this time. And they test out, and sometimes you get drawn twice in a row. Sometimes you won't take one for a year. Sometimes you'll take one every quarter.
Wow,
Good.
I had no idea until I read that policy, what was all involved with the CDL license, so.
Yep.
All right, let's move on.
Thanks, guys.
Yep,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks for all the work this weekend. Well,
Yes,
most of the guys they will continue working all week.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason, how's it going?
It's going well.
Hi, Jason. This is my first official snow emergency or whatever, and I just asked Scott if normally you come up and tell us what happened from your office standpoint for this snow. That's all I wanted to know. In general, what do you do when you see it, and what, if anything, over the weekend happened that we should know about? How about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great question. I'm still, I think, trying to figure that out from my past experience versus what I've observed or what I understand has happened in Ottawa County in the past. You know, we had the risk management meeting Wednesday afternoon, and I mean, I've sat in as many National Weather Service meetings leading up to the snow event this weekend. I mean, the indications to me were that it was going to be extremely bitter cold like we're experiencing this morning, and we could anticipate several inches of snow. There was some banding. It looked like it was going to be further to the south of us. But I monitored that. I mean, even over the weekend, I monitored the weather reporting.
So you get alerts throughout the weekend from the county, from the state?
Well, there's three.
And
So
national.
what I've observed is there were a couple of meetings. I'd say these National Weather Service meetings, there's one report coming out of Hastings, Nebraska. There's one coming out of Topeka, and there's one coming out of Wichita. Several of the stakeholder meetings, and I say that because it includes everybody from emergency managers to superintendents of school districts. I mean, one of my center was 250 people, and so did one Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and their level of confidence that I saw, Hastings never actually conducted any out of Nebraska. Topeka and Wichita did, but they never really increased their level of confidence on how much snow beyond like 92 to 95%. So, I mean, what happened is what we anticipated to happen, but as far as I understand, it was relatively uneventful as far as any incidents. Anything type 3 or higher would, I think, muster, some kind of a unified response, but I'm not aware of anything like that happening.
So from your office perspective, you just had to monitor it, but nothing happened that you had to trigger anything?
Nothing that I'm aware of. Even the report on Friday was consistent with what we saw on Wednesday and Thursday, and that was mostly coming out of Topeka. And they would send out around 10, 11 in the morning and the afternoon each day. They'd send out various reports. So I would say between, they call them the Tri-Cities, between the three locations, we probably got, I don't know, 9 or 12, somewhere like that over the last several days leading up to, and then even over the weekend, they were sending out those same updated reports as well.
So
So do you,
the electrical outages would come through you as well, if there was, I'm just trying to figure out the
Yeah,
chain
I-
of emergencies.
Not that I'm aware of, I didn't see any notifications for electrical outages.
Would that come through, or go through your office? I'm just,
Public utilities, I guess it depends on, who is responsible for restoring the power. It would be great to have that communicated to our office or my office. But no, I'm not aware of, nothing has been communicated to me about a power outage.
so what phone number do you have?
It's the same as,
Marie's?
yes, it's the same cell phone that was used prior.
All right, I just need to make sure I've got that.
Yeah, and I'll get some, the cards came in a couple of days ago, so I can get business cards to you, but it's the same that's on the website. So the numbers, they had continuity between,
7294.
yes, I think so.
Let me just make sure.
so is your role for the county to be prepared, but is yours to get information out to constituents, or constituents to get information to you? I'm trying to figure out, are you both?
No, I would say, certainly it's both. I think the I think members of the county, residents of the county should be able to access us for questions.
They would reach out to you?
Yes, of course, because that would, in a scenario that if we activated the Emergency Operations Center, we would want that input, because we could use that to then communicate up to KDIM, hey, here's what we're understanding from the community at large, and here's resources or support that we might need. So that feedback or input from members of the community is gonna be key.
So on Friday, like when you heard the storms coming, did you send anything out, like even on email? I don't know what you normally do, so these are just totally questions.
Yeah, well, I updated the sign, no, it was even earlier than Friday we were making, but, I used the sign that's over there at Road and Bridge. I put updates on
Okay.
that.
Do you do anything with Facebook? Are you in charge of that?
I don't,
That Insta Alerts? Do you know who is in charge of that Insta Alerts, Scott?
That's
Chuck Moore, I think.
That's not the county?
I don't have
No.
I don't have a Facebook.
That's a private citizen, and it's not always.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
gonna
know.
No,
I'm gonna send you something, you can go with it or not.
I think I saw that gentleman's Facebook. There wasn't a Facebook account established. I've thought about it, I thought it might be.
He's listening to scanner traffic.
Oh, I always thought that was from the courthouse.
Yeah, I think that's the same gentleman. I think that's
Yeah.
the same Facebook
No,
account.
and
that I
it's,
saw.
there's sometimes, stuff on there that's not correct.
That could be problematic. You
Yeah.
don't want
So
the
there-
wrong messaging going out from the individual.
I sent you, something there you could look at that I think another county might do, just a picture of what he does, and I hope I sent it to you.
So, going back to the risk management meeting on Wednesday, that wasn't specifically though for the storm event. That was just a scheduled
Well,
meeting, wasn't it?
That's really that's the opportunity you have. It was scheduled to have a local emergency and it coincided so
It just
well.
happened to, okay.
Right, that's why I said, if we're gonna make a weather decision, the time to do that is really Thursday afternoon. We should be ramping up but as far as I can tell, nothing, unexpected happened. In my past experience, I had the Emergency Operations Center stood up, ready to go and put together, and Wednesday morning, my predecessor and the custodian took it all apart. And so I was highly pissed off. I was very frustrated because I can't spend my time getting ready for stuff and know it's coming like a train down the tracks, only to be told, oh, well, we don't do it that way, or we've never done it that way before. That is one of my single biggest pet peeves when I'm trying to be a change agent and bring in fresh ideas and new ways of doing business. When it's that counterproductive, I'm not gonna be able to function in that kind of environment. So hopefully that's been adjudicated, but I'm a person who likes to lean forward and set the conditions for incidents, but I'm still so new, so I don't
Well,
wanna
the sad part
step.
is the storm came right when the whole transition was going on. So
I think it's a great
going forward, it's.
I think it's a great opportunity. It's certainly a learning experience for me. I think I know, and from my myopic worldview, what right looks like, but I think there's a lot, like I keep saying, there's a lot of successes that should be sustained here. but there's some opportunities for improvement, and that in and of itself, from my role, or from what I believe my role to be, that is maybe one of the single biggest opportunities, because it's a collaborative workspace. But you know, each incident and each event is different. You know,
Right.
this is a county-wide event, but it doesn't grow to it's certainly not a type 3 or higher. If there was incredible wide power outages, or if we'd had the icing event like we're seeing down in the south, that would be something that would, I think, tee up more of communications being open to
Yeah.
KDEM. But at this point, what the National Weather Service told us was going to happen is what has appeared to have happened.
I was
for
in
us.
Atlanta, and the ice was coming.
Yes.
And so I have family in Atlanta and in Charlotte, and the ice was just here, and I was trying to get out before the ice came.
Yes.
And then I landed, and there was all this snow blizzard, so I went from an ice situation to a snow blizzard.
Yeah, I saw that there were over 15,000 flights canceled, but I just live, you know, south of here, but and the snow as I drove was significantly greater south. So the banding that the National Weather Service predicted was consistent with what they told us was going to happen. I'd like to, you know, you touched on the messaging, certainly input.
So do you contact, I'm interrupting you, I'm so sorry. But do you contact us if since I'm a relatively new commissioner, maybe Scott already knows this, but do you contact us when something's been implemented? Like,
Yes, I mean, Murray did. I mean, I'm sure he'll call us if there's
I
something.
you
would.
just text us, or?
So the only thing that I thought would be noteworthy is I sent the commissioner, I'm assuming it was the right email, but I sent the inbox. I sent the governor's declaration. It came out to myself and the clerk Friday morning, and I sent that to the commissioner's inbox, but if that's not the right email. And that was just consistent. We knew that state of emergency had been declared from the governor's office on Thursday, but I just sent the.
Really, the only time she ever called was when, you know, we had to make some resolution for a storm or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
after the fact, like FEMA stuff?
Yeah, or, you know,
Yes, so Winter Storm Fern, you know, was declared by the governor Thursday
Right.
morning. The proclamation came out Friday morning.
I don't think I got a copy of that.
And maybe it was it was the commissioner's email that I had, but it maybe
That's
was.
okay.
Yeah.
I was just,
And that's also key, I think, in enabling communications or opening up effective lines of communication.
yeah, just so
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
caught off guard. I just wanted to know what your part
I
was.
sent another bill to you, so just
Yeah.
don't,
I
I mean, you don't have
would-
to look at them now.
Yes, ma'am. I would, I mean, if there was something that I was aware of, I would do my level best to communicate.
reach out to us so we know what's
Yes,
going on.
yeah.
So that's my phone number. You call anytime you
Yes,
need
sir.
something.
Yes, sir.
Don't be afraid to, even to talk,
Yes, sir. Will do.
sir.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, sure.
So going back, Scott said that there were a couple of fires. Are you, when there's fires, are they involved with
Well,
them?
I mean, like, honestly, yes, in town here, probably, or whatever, yeah.
Are
in the
you
county.
notified? Do all the fire departments notify? I mean, I don't know how this all works, so
Yeah.
forgive me for questioning.
To that end, I was not notified, but
There are not any in this county
yeah.
this week.
Oh, they were right outside, you
They
said.
were in Clyde County.
Okay, so
There were no
that's,
fires in Ottawa County that I know of. Like, for example, the Weedle fire. I mean, you should probably, if you were the head man then, you probably should have been, you know, there
Yeah.
making sure the firemen had something to drink, eat, or whatever, but, you know.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been any big train wrecks since you.
Yeah.
so we
it's
didn't
alright.
have any problems other than access to roads and cleared roads and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much he can do about that unless we have a disaster of some sort.
Yeah, so from the view I have, to that point, like if it was a typical structure fire, really no county emergency manager is going to be, I mean, unless Fire Emergency Services or local law enforcement needs type 3 or higher incident, that's when I think a director of emergency management for a county is going to be involved, because you're going to be calling on multiple agencies to respond to that
So you wait
incident.
till the fire department says, I want you involved, and then you jump in?
Well, it really comes down to a capabilities and need.
Of what you could provide?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would add too much value to a typical structure fire or a car accident, you know, something very common.
Uh-huh.
If it was a more complex event, like an active shooter, active killer scenario, or a cyber attack, something, that's where, I mean, you would have to have multiple agencies, and that's where the coordination starts to come in.
Okay.
But the conditions, as far as I can tell, are very reliable here from the fire service and EMS and local law enforcement, the sheriff's department. I haven't seen anything type 3, I mean, maybe type 5 and type 4 at this point.
Okay.
But, you know, like a wildland, you know, if there was a large, like 2 weekends ago, there was notification of a wind event combined with a high risk of
I
fire
remember
event.
that, yeah.
That's something that if we were, you know, coordinating task force, so I was monitoring that with the state fire officer, and sitting on all those meetings, but luckily nothing happened that weekend either, and there wasn't any need to deploy any of our resources.
Guys, so all this time I've been thinking that instant alert came from emergency
No.
management.
Not at all.
So,
When you say,
Carl?
when you say insular, are you talking about Facebook, or are you talking
Facebook.
about
Ottawa County,
not the text messaging that goes out, okay.
no,
Yeah, that's right.
Facebook on Ottawa County Instant Alert. Go ahead, Carl.
Fully understand what he's saying, I'm not sure what the levels are, I think he said type 3 or level 3. I just, from my standpoint, emergency management has funded, like when we have multiple fire departments and that type of thing, funded out of some line item budget, or whatever you wanna call it, the drinks, the eats, and that type of thing.
Right.
Sometimes the sheriff's department has. There's one time came out of his budget, and he bought pizzas off his card or what. I don't know what happens after. I'm just know where it came from initially. I guess I'm just curious going forward, what direction. I mean, I don't know if that wants to be
So, when this happened up here the other day, did you notify her?
I notified her.
Yeah. Well, I think you should probably do the same to him, let him know what's going on.
Well, and I mean, like he's saying, this is a new
Right.
era, new headship. And I just trying to figure things out, what direction I need to go if things are changing or whatever. I don't.
Sure. But I think.
I'm not expecting if it's not under, if it's not
Right.
supposed to be under that. I just need to know where to start going. So.
Right. Well, you guys probably ought to just knock your heads together and
Okay.
talk about it, and then.
Well, I mean, from the seat I'm sitting in, I want to support the
Right.
commission's vision and intent
Well, let's give
for
you
the
an example.
county.
That example there, I think Marie, I don't think she went, but I think she had
No, I was around. I told her I could do that.
get the
stuff.
pizza and stuff for the firefighters. It wasn't a really good day, but if it had been like this, oh my, I mean, it'd been. But then when we had, a couple summers ago, or I don't even know what summer, we had a wildfire. And, it would've been nice, in my opinion, to have the trailer there for a standpoint. They kinda had, like at Ada, they kinda had, that's where everybody kinda came to get water, and so there need to be a command center.
So I can,
for-
I'm glad you said that, Mr. Mortimer, because Friday I did move the SUV, put it into the garage, check the trailers. I talked to, and Chris and I, the road and bridge director, we went over there and we talked about, the need to deploy that if needed be. And I talked to the sheriff on Friday. If we did have an incident that required like a warming station for firefighters or law enforcement, we could deploy that over. So there were plans,
Oh, good.
even ad hoc. Yeah,
That's
so
good.
as far as, again, I'm so new to this,
Sure.
as far as I could tell, we were as prepared as we really could be with, given the understanding and the circumstances as we anticipated them to play out. But there are things that I think we could be doing, and that's just, that change, to implement that.
It's gonna
I think
take time.
It will take time, yeah.
I appreciate you taking your time out of your day, really.
And like
Yes.
Just to
Carl,
let
if
me
you
know.
could just keep in touch with him and,
Of course.
or both ways. I mean, I know Carl will reach out to you, just,
Yeah, if the commission wants to see some, I wanna make that happen, and
Yeah.
do my best to do that.
Well, and that's what I say. I don't know.
he doesn't know you very well, and you
Well,
don't know
then
him
I don't
very
even know
well.
if the county wants to do that. I mean, I don't know.
No,
if it
I
wants to
think
come
it's
under the-
important for us to,
Once you start getting multiple fire
I
agencies
mean,
involved.
like if there's a corner house fire and it don't take long.
Well, like I
no.
said,
Nothing
Minneapolis
like that,
or
but
Bennington
that was
handles their
a
own or
total,
whatever, but.
total
yeah.
loss, and other fire departments came in, and something like that is a big deal. But, other than, just a
I agree.
regular deal, that's my opinion.
Yeah, there wasn't anything this weekend
Yeah.
that I'm aware of that
Another one,
required
and
any
there's
kind of
two in
response.
Cloud County I was
Yeah.
telling her about.
Yeah, Glasgow was pretty extended.
Glasgow and Jamestown both had one, same,
And that's something, to that end, working, with EMAX and, memorandums of understanding and agreement, that county could reach out to individual fire chiefs or to their emergency manager
Right.
has the ability to reach out to say, hey, we need help.
and
And
our
we
fire
can-
department, Delphus went
Yes.
to Glasgow.
Yeah, and we could rally. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really common. I mean, that's very expected, actually.
So have you reached out to that emergency, I know you're brand new, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
the emergency management directors of adjacent counties?
Yes,
just to
I've
get
met
to
with
know?
most all of them
Oh,
on
good.
multiple occasions, yes.
Oh, okay.
So you know Chancey then,
Yes, yeah,
he gets on
yeah,
the deal at saying it, so.
yes.
Okay,
I've
well,
interfaced with them.
didn't mean to sideswipe you here for all these questions and
at
everything,
all.
but we'll,
Not at all.
He thought, well, you should have time to prep before you came, and I said, I just have general questions.
Yeah, maybe I could ask, is there something the commission, like, is there something we didn't do that we should
No.
have been doing, or
No.
something?
No, I just wanna know
Okay.
what
No,
your
don't feel
role
that
is.
way, because
Okay.
it's, trust me, I'll tell you if I think,
Okay,
but.
well, I'm here to support the.
Yeah, and
But just like Carl
Support
said, like, I mean, if there would've been a fire like that during this situation, I would've thought you should've probably been there in some way, shape, or form to help out with water, food, whatever, but you guys just needed to determine the level of where you wanna be called or where
Yeah.
you think we need help, so.
Yeah, I did debate, when I left Friday at 5, I debated saying, hey, we need to activate the Emergency Operations Center, but, based on everything I've been told up to that point,
Right.
it hadn't been, so I just thought,
No.
well, I'll just wait and kind of
No.
be told
So
told
is
what
it-
to
No,
do.
if there's
so-
ever
so
a
that's your
disaster,
call?
that's
Okay.
basically when, I mean,
I
like,
would have probably been sitting in there by myself, so that's why I was, I
you
was
wanna make sure the
hesitant.
heater works in there with the
Yes.
generator.
Yes, yeah,
So, but, and the last time I looked in that trailer, it wasn't very well organized, so I don't know if it needs,
one of
Attention or
them's,
not.
one of them's pretty good, one of them's a little bit, it's kind of MOU'd over to the sheriff's department, it's got a little bit of a low tire on it right now, and
so
the
that's another thing, that Tahoe really isn't meant to pull that thing, I
It
don't know,
won't pull it won't pull the larger trailer.
somehow or another, I don't know if we could pass that Tahoe to the police department or the sheriff's department, and they could buy it and we could get a different vehicle sometime, or I don't know what their pickup, if they use that 3/4 ton pickup very much or not.
The sheriff had mentioned that
Yeah.
opportunity to me, so I'm open to, if that's.
I just don't
Little
want,
SWAT?
I don't want you to get cheated when that's a 2017, and I think that the pickup is.
Right.
And
I feel like what's best for the county is what we should be doing.
Right.
Yes, sir.
well, we can talk about it. You think about it,
Yes, sir.
and see what you think, and if you think in my opinion, I think you'd be better suited in a 4-wheel drive 3/4 ton truck, or
To use
Yeah,
that trailer, it would
right.
be more effective for
Right.
certain.
so. You think about it and talk with him some more, and whatever you guys come up with, if you wanna make a swap, if it could save us from having to buy
A new truck?
a new truck and a new squad vehicle.
So I think we should be good stewards of
Yeah.
taxpayers' dollars for sure.
Okay,
Well, thanks.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
You don't mind coming up at spur of the moment, do you?
No, no.
Don't say that.
Only if it's.
Trust me.
Trust him.
I'm here to support leadership.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, Chris, are you out there? He stepped inside the door
You
for a
had
minute.
your chance.
He's on
On
a
a
call.
call.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Township
So,
appointment?
yeah, so township appointments, so we had a vacancy on the trustee for Buckeye Township. So I got the letters saying they're resigning from the board. Steve Haley was resigning from trustee, spoke with the township board. They're asking to appoint Shane Campbell as the trustee on Buckeye Township.
So I'll move to approve that recommendation of Shane Campbell as trustee for Buckeye Township.
Yes, and I second. It's moved and seconded to appoint Shane Campbell as a Buckeye Township trustee. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'll have that for you to sign here after the meeting.
So the Blue Store,
So.
Don't be afraid, Carl. Don't be afraid to reach out and talk. I mean, whatever you got,
I will.
touch him. I mean, I don't care. I mean, we need to. You guys, it may take some time for everybody's. You know, everybody's different. You know, so yeah, that's important. I think so.
So, Dwayne had asked me to go ahead and address the Blue Store since he's not here. He just wants to look into the next steps if we want to go ahead and move forward with looking into selling it. So that is
Okay. I had a meeting. I didn't schedule this meeting, but the superintendent called and wanted to know if he could meet with me a couple days ago, whatever it was before the storm. So I went and met with him. He's interested in. He's got a big vision, and he's not sure the school district. Well, I know he's sure that they don't want to buy it just yet, but he'd like to pursue some other avenues, maybe some grants, and maybe fix up the John Henry Center for people to be able to have any kind of activities or meetings in there, and maybe have the school board meetings there, and take it a step at a time, in a sense. And I think it would be better for him to come here and explain that. So why don't we get him on the agenda next week if we can? And because I was totally impressed with all his thoughts, and I think his mother and father were involved with something out west to improving a small town a lot, and he very knowledgeable about what I was really impressed with what he said, and I don't want to repeat everything because I want it to be right, and so I think it'd be best for him to come and speak. But I thought it was a good discussion.
he seems like a visionary.
Yeah.
And a belief in coalitions of government bodies and agencies,
Yeah.
which is all good.
Right.
Did you ask him at all about, since we had talked about that pursuing childcare for that rural champions grant, did you ask him about that?
I did not ask him about that, but that was a mistake on my part. I was mesmerized by every idea he had, and I was thinking about everything that he talked about, and not only about the Blue Store, but a lot of things in Minneapolis, and I honestly blew it off, so that'd be a good question.
Okay, I'm gonna work on that grant this week and just kind of pull something together and see if it's even gonna be feasible to get it together by the 20th. So,
Well, I said, well, that arrives at another point there. I said, for that place to get fixed up, and he talked about, I'm not even gonna say what he all talked about, but anyway, when it comes to the grant writing, I said, well, that's another problem right there. We do have people that are grant writers, but that can write grants, but this may take a lot of time and effort about how you do it. He said, I can do it, and if he can't, he said, I may be affiliated with a person that could really do it, in the next couple of years, so.
yeah, it looked
But
like
I'll leave that at that, so.
this World Champions one kind of made it get like it's a stepping stone to get something implemented, because like it's not a reoccurring grant, so it's just to kind of do it, as I understand it, like a feasibility study of our need and possible efforts to combine. So that's kind of my approach to that this week.
Okay.
Could I ask just one thing? I know I'm out of line.
Yeah,
It's just about that. So is that the direction you think you wanted to go on that? The only reason, Scott, I ask is because if you have a vision and you kind of know, you know, if that's the direction that you want to go, because it could be turned into a daycare.
What I
It
want,
could be done, but I'm not trying to.
I don't have any vision.
I don't wanna get go into, if you've got somebody that you think is gonna do good and go that direction, that's it. I'm trying to strum up something, you know, so we could do something with it. I don't know, but like you said, you kind of got an idea that you wanna kinda.
I'm not sure that I do. I mean, I wanna let him pursue it,
Just to.
at this point, and he's got several things he was gonna check into. Maybe next week is too soon, I don't know. Do you wanna
I'll contact him and schedule
Okay.
something.
And it may be too soon because he had a couple things he needed to check into about grants and stuff, and maybe it'll need to be pushed down the road
But
Wow.
if we're gonna aim for this February 20th, we need to kind of figure out if they're on board to be listed as a partner in that grant application. So
Right, right.
if he's available, it's probably better sooner than later.
Right. I understand that. And he wouldn't have to say everything. Well, I think it'd be good for him to say what he said to me. And because I was very well impressed.
Could somebody possibly use the thing that you guys did when you had that, when the engineer come in? You know, like if, you know, whatever direction it went, you know, so like when you had that report done, that engineer report.
I think he has all, he got a lot of stuff from Keith. I think he
Okay,
has
so
all.
that's just what is somebody able to use that stuff? Cause I didn't know if it was able to be used since it was a county thing.
You'd be impressed, I think,
Okay.
what he has to say, because,
Education is what I'm just thinking about, something.
Right.
Something. And you got my wheels turning when you said 2 daycares are gone, so I'm like, well, I could push a direction, but.
and he had, you know, and he had some ideas about some of the honor students or some of the kids helping with the museum too, you know, so,
Shared space.
yeah, so.
Okay.
And then maybe displaying stuff there for the
I think it's
museum.
a great idea.
Yeah, so,
Because it might
anyway,
be
I
people that go
think
to
we
the museum.
should give him a chance to tell it and, see how it goes.
If he's discussing the museum, should we have somebody from the museum board
Well, sure,
to
I mean,
hear
he's
if
been in,
that's what he's gonna discuss, or
I'm not
I
sure
don't wanna
that
keep
exactly
any-
is what he's gonna discuss right off the bat.
Yeah,
I think.
it didn't sound,
wait?
yeah, it did not sound to me that Commissioner.
But he's been in touch with the
Yeah.
museum. He's talked to
Leland Davis.
Leland and matter of
Were you
fact,
sitting in on that meeting? Did they have a
he's the
meeting?
one that took the picture
So I think they did.
of their meeting. He was at their meeting, the last one. So,
is there a museum board Facebook page?
so what was that
When
all?
you say the picture,
I don't know where I've seen it.
oh, okay. Did they establish a new board for 2026?
I'd rather not say right now because it looked to me like in the picture there's, anyway, I don't know.
Okay.
Two
I
people
was just-
missing.
Not enough. Come on in.
Hey, I just got a quick one. So over the weekend, I went ahead and did the extension office's little front drive across from ours.
Mm.
So
Oh, I think
figured I'd just
that's a
let
good
you
idea.
guys know, I'm probably just gonna do it when I'm up here. I'm not gonna do it in the back, cause I'm not real sure how that's all oriented and.
Right.
it'd be a big
So you
deal.
get to know it.
I'll get that front part clean probably every time I come
Okay.
up here.
That's good to me.
Did you do our parking lot?
Between me and Keith, yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for doing that.
Keith has a,
Little plow blade on the front of his pickup.
yeah,
It made a big help for me this year, 'cause usually he gets the sidewalks, I'll get all the parking stuff, and with the hospital taking a little bit more time on this one, having him do that was a big help.
Okay.
I forgot all about it, I was like, I better let them know. So,
Oh, in case we see you doing it.
yep.
Yeah. Well, that's nice of you to reach out.
Yep, thanks guys.
thank you.
Are you guys ready for policy review?
Not really, but
So, I have a list of policies, just, as you know, we're continuing to update and redo our policy manual. So, every week we're hoping to bring a whole bunch to you guys so we can get them approved and, get our policy manual updated. So the policies I brought, the first one is consensual relationship policy, nepotism, ethics, and conduct. Do you guys have any questions or changes on that one? It's 20.08.
So my only question on that was, it says as of the effective date that they can't hire somebody,
What page are you on?
I think it's page 3,
Okay.
it says.
I see the second line on that first page.
Effective as of this date. I guess my only question was, are we in that situation now where we have employees working for supervisors?
That are of relation, no.
Okay, I was just curious, because it says effective date, and I was thinking, well, it's because it doesn't say it affects the people prior to that date, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, nope, we currently do not.
So that's a no.
This policy was kind of already in place.
Yeah,
so-
okay, I just thought I'd ask about that.
Yeah.
That was my only question on that one.
Okay, and then I have policy 20.10, workplace lactation policy. Any questions on that one?
No, I did not.
And I have policy 20.12, which is position descriptions. Any questions on that one?
So you have now, because of that wage study, but you have a job description for everybody.
Yes.
And all the supervisors or department heads have signed off on those job descriptions, so they're all happy with them?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's good questions. Anything else on that one?
Nope.
Policy 20.15, post-offer strength test.
My only question was, do you know what we require? You have these different levels: sedentary, light, medium, heavy, and very heavy. And which of those require strength test? Do you know? They would be in the job description.
They would be in the job description, yes. And so that's something that we really talked about. So a lot of these went before the department heads first, because we had that discussion.
So they would label in their level of strength requirements in the job description, and then you would do this accordingly?
Yes, and then if the department head asked, there's some jobs, I believe are in version of the strength test. I could be wrong with that.
Yeah,
I would guess so, just because
There is.
when it says
Yeah.
medium heavy and very heavy, as long as the job descriptions have it listed as
Yes.
such, and then and it's clear that they
I'm
have
sure
to
that
take
they
that
do.
test.
Yes, so I'll give you an example of my office.
they do, I know they do,
Yeah.
because I talked to somebody that applied, and
Yes.
they had to do
Yes.
it.
But I'll give you an example of my office. Election equipment's heavy.
Oh,
And so, there are parts of a job sometimes you don't think about. Register deeds or books are heavy. I may not require strength tests, Shelby may not require strength tests, but we will have on there what level is required in order to meet the job duties. Where I have strength tests before in other jobs,
All right,
for that reason. So, but we don't require it for every position.
Oh, okay, well, thanks.
Mm-hmm. So next one is 20.16, attendance and punctuality. Any questions on that one?
I did not.
20.17, confidentiality.
My only question was, has every single employee signed this confidentiality thing, or will they when we approve this?
Yes, that should be part of their packet, yes.
So right now, there isn't anything like that?
I believe this is just a repeat of a policy we already have in place, so I think we already do have
Yeah.
this.
So when you look at
we already do.
Yeah, we already
Yeah.
have it in place. So we've redone and revamped all the policies and reviewed them. Some of these, like this is an example, it was already in place, but we're just checking on wording, if there's anything that needs updated, and putting it in the format of our.
everything else? Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
okay.
And then 20.21, voluntary termination and resignation.
I didn't have anything on that.
Nope.
Okay. 20.23, exit evaluation.
I didn't have anything on that.
30.02, pay deductions and pay corrections.
No, I didn't.
What'd you say, 20 point what?
I'm sorry, 30.02, I'm sorry. And then 50.08 drug and alcohol testing, and these are CDL, excluding CDLs, excuse me.
Yeah, so I had on page 29,
Anything on that one?
I had a question about. It says all applicants,
Morning, Doug.
not to
Morning.
discriminate, so what was I gonna say?
Morning, over, sit down.
Not really a good morning, but it's a nice one.
It's pretty chilly. So what are we doing here?
I think Carla,
I had a question if it's all applicants. We do that, is all applicants on a CDL drug test?
if, well, this is not pre-employment, not all this is about pre-employment. Currently, we do not have a pre-employment UA that we do. We are working on changing that, and I'm working with the health department to curb our costs a little bit to do that for us. So they are working on, we talked earlier about compliance one being our UA people for CDL. They can get, I don't know if they're certified through compliance one, and that's my hopes is that they get certified through compliance one, and then we can utilize them
And
for employment testing.
And then it would be for everyone, so you would, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how you get away about not discriminating.
Well,
you
we
have to
don't do randoms, it would just be a pre-employment,
Pre-employment,
or
yeah.
if they get in an accident, and this outlines,
Okay.
well, this outlines why, and then, or if we suspect it, there's two supervisors, like if I suspect it, I have to get
Yeah,
another
I read that.
supervisor, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that we're not, discriminating in any way.
Right, right.
Alright,
So that was my only question on that one.
Okay, 50.09, the last one, drug and alcohol testing for CDL employees.
Okay, so I put down, there was,
09?
09, uh-huh.
so in, oh, I know, on page 4 of 20, it says the company rather than the county. Do you see that? In the first paragraph?
Oh, yeah, we can change that.
Okay, and then when I was looking at, so CDL, before we hire somebody, we do that check to make sure they haven't ever had any filing for drug or alcohol problems before we ever hire them?
Are you talking about for CDL?
Yes.
So a CDL is, kind of like a notary, it's your own personal thing. So even outside of employment through us, they still have requirements they have to keep. So in order to keep a valid CDL, they would have had to pass all of those requirements.
And
Yeah.
so we check all those before we hire somebody into those specific positions?
Well, if they have a valid CDL, then they followed all the rules and regulations that are required.
So,
Right.
so you just make sure they're current,
They're
and then you
valid
don't have to
CDL.
go into the detail.
No, because it's all
On this online
mandated
system.
by the state who gives them the CDL designation.
Okay, okay.
We don't give them, we can't take their CDL, we can't give them a CDL. It's like a valid driver's license, it's no different. It's
Okay.
just a step up with the CDL.
Okay. So when I was looking at the list of people, and so basically it's all, is there any road and bridge, I guess it didn't specifically list, the public works director on here, on page 19.
Let's see.
It says road and bridge administrator.
Which that used to be our public works, I mean, we've kind of altered the,
Can
so
you
we can
just add
change
that
that.
name?
Yeah,
Or do you wanna add, so it's, since that's what we call them?
yeah, we can do that.
So I would just change that, there's one place where it says 2 companies to
Yes.
2 counties. And then, as far as this list though, you think that encompasses everybody on Road and Bridge? So basically, everybody Road and Bridge?
Yeah, basically
Okay.
every on road and bridge is CDL.
And-
We do have a few that may be non-CDL, but they're working on their CDL. But right now, I think, I would say at least 85% are all CDL, if not
Okay.
more.
And then I see that the public transportation, the bus drivers have to be CDL?
Yes.
Okay, and then it says on maintenance, so does that mean Keith has to be CDL?
No, that could be road and bridge maintenance.
That's road and bridge maintenance, okay. All right, so that's all those. And the only other question I had was, there's a reference on, page 10 to an MRO. And I couldn't see where you referenced that in the document, and then I did a search and MRO said, medical review officer, so is that just something we need to identify as what that stands for?
We can go and put it to medical review.
I think that, well, you can confirm that that's what it stands for. I
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
and I didn't see anywhere else it was in that document, but you might be able to search and see if I missed it.
okay, we can certainly do that.
But that's the only thing, that was a long
It's a big policy, it's
policy, yeah.
it's federally,
Most of that is mandated from the state there.
states and federal, yeah.
Okay.
But if you guys, if you would like, you can, approve all the policies, but I will bring back, I will not have you sign 50.09 until I make those changes, and then give you the clean copy next week just to sign.
So you want us to approve all the rest, or approve 5009 as amended and just go in?
I would say if you guys wanna approve them all, and then I will bring, and you can say 50.09 as amended,
Okay,
but I don't have you sign on that until I've amended it.
and you want me to list each one out individually? Approve each one individually?
You can do as one motion, but yes.
Okay, so I move to approve policy 2008, 2010, 2012, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2021, 2023, 3002, and 50.08 as presented, and 5009 as recommended changes.
I second. It is, moved to, let me write down this. Approve the, policies of 2008, 2010, 2012, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2021, 2023, 3002, 5008, and 5009 as recommended changes on that, 5009. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Okay.
Do you want to jump up to Doug, or do you want?
No, I don't want to jump.
Okay. I was just asking.
No, I'm gonna make him, he's late, I'm gonna make him set.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Doug.
First off, my apologies. With my wife being at home this morning and not in the grade school, it felt like Sunday and cleared up until almost 9 o'clock.
I don't blame
And
you.
then I recognized that, holy smokes.
Supposed to be somewhere.
Yeah, and so my apologies for being tardy. That having been said, as far as the Service Corporation is concerned, we did have a meeting where there was a nice little discussion about all this stuff. There were no motions made, there was no decisions made, there was no anything that happened within that organization. But I will tell you that there was a lot of discussion about, we still gotta keep chasing these goddamn insurance situations and not coming up with very much. And the limited number of people that actually cover amusement rides and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There was a little bit of profanity, and then it was like, I vote we get rid of all of it. The hell with it. It's not worth it to an 80-year-old man. So I'm just gonna leave that where that was.
What was the vote, you say you vote?
No, I mean,
Can you hear him, or does he need to come up?
I have you go and come up to the.
Doug, you have to come up there, and you have to reiterate everything you just, I'm just kidding.
you're kidding?
No,
I need to reiterate
no,
everything.
I am kidding, you can
Okay.
just talk. But I just wanted to get you, so they could hear you.
Oh, I see, they got cameras and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on video,
That's fine.
not that, yeah.
So there is concern about what our position is. It's the same concerns that Sheldon and Brian were talking about the last time that we were here a month ago.
Right.
And so, we are still chasing those things down. We are getting into contact with a few of the, folks that, Tammy had provided us some information on in regards to event insurances. And then we had a nice long conversation just this past week finally with Matt Pickrell. And, some of the discussions around the state and in dealing with the Department of Labor again and one thing and another. Yeah, we're looking at maybe a way to get insurance to happen with those rides that are permanently there at this point in time. That is, they all sit on concrete foundations, with the exception of the scrambler. That's number one. Number two, that having been said, they're thinking about actually identifying them at this point in time during those 335 days out of the year as a steel structure and carrying liability on them as a
Makes
steel
sense.
structure. And from the Farm Bureau standpoint, Matt seems to think that that makes perfect sense. Now, in talking to a couple of adjusters and one thing and another, and they said, well, yeah, you could probably get away with it until something happens, and then there's always going to be litigation, but the
Sure.
truth of the matter is we all know that there's always going to be litigation.
Sure, doesn't matter what.
So, that having been said, that's kind of the direction we're pushing for. We have absolutely no idea what the costs on that are gonna be, but we are also recognizing that, on the one hand, we need to insure those. We're moving forward on that as responsibly as we can as a board, and at the same point in time, we're also looking at the event insurances, and Matt's trying to work that into it too. But he says, yeah, then they become amusement rides, and that might be a little bit tricky, but we'll see how that all works, and he's gonna work on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to have event insurance in Marysville, so, when they had big events. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, but it's somebody else's equipment that came into Marysville. It was not your owned equipment,
True.
wasn't that
Right.
true? Yeah, so that seems to be a significant piece out of this. We actually own these amusement rides, so that will end up having to be a consideration on that, I suspicion.
Who was the 80-year-old man that said that?
Well,
You don't have to say
between-
it. I thought you said you were, and
No, I'm not quite that old yet.
Okay.
I'm working on it though, and I'm
No, you don't have to, don't say the name.
gleefully looking forward to that opportunity, but
Okay.
not there yet. It was not me, no,
Okay.
no. But
Well, I think
between,
that's
between the people you probably
Yeah.
know who have been on the board for the last 14 years, you can
Yeah.
probably guess it. The
Right.
two of them that I'm really.
Are you
thinking-
leaving, Carl?
Yeah, just found out I got another meeting.
You got coffee here. Your mug, is that your mug?
Probably.
Okay. Anyway,
Appreciate it.
I hope, I hope we, get something worked out with Matt.
Yeah,
I guess we just have to take it time.
we're not closing our eyes to it, we're not
I know.
blinded by it,
Right.
it's just that, it's not something that we perceived was realistically gonna happen. We were frustrated over our insurance
Sure.
company, so I mean, at that point in time, we're still voicing our frustrations.
I don't blame you.
that, but,
I'm frustrated about it too, because there ought to be something. I mean, it's just not, but nobody cares how small we are.
Well, yeah, and that's,
The insurance companies don't.
no, they don't, and it's, again, it's like, I heard again a couple of times this month in talking to folks, it's like, oh, I get it, they would realistically rather be dealing with, some kind of an amusement
Yeah.
facility that's operating 349 days a year,
Right.
and getting that bigger premium off of that. Your $20,000 doesn't mean boo.
Yeah.
But it's everything we got. I'm kind of like that young gal in the scriptures where, look, I gave 2 cents, but that's all the 2 cents I had.
The might.
Versus the Sadducee sitting over here saying,
Right.
geez, I gave my full 10%. So, I mean, that's just kind of the way I realistically feel about it, and it's really. So if there's any questions, anything else I can do, anything,
I'm really glad you're not dropping it and that you're pursuing it. It sounds like you're pursuing it a lot.
I
So
thought
I
to start
appreciate
with, he
that.
was thinking about dropping it, but I'm glad he didn't.
I
Well-
appreciate it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, when I originally spoken with, everybody just here, not in a board meeting, but speak to Donna, and then
Right.
speak to Gary, and then speak to Roger, then speak to Wanda and Don and Dwayne too. It was like, well, what are we gonna do? Well, I don't know, but I felt like,
I'll tell you
I'll
what,
look into
I'll
it.
tell you what's gonna be a deal is if Roger ever,
oh, and you're right, but Roger did bring up another thing in regards to that too. And that is, doggone it, I meant to get a hold of Dominic. Well, Dominic is his grandson,
oh, okay.
and he's got an interest in some of the same kinds of
Oh, well, that's
things
good.
and handling those kinds of stuff. And he's wanting to get more involved in the community. He
Well, good.
brought it up. I've got his phone number, so I will have him come to the board meeting
Okay.
that we have in February.
We-
Assuming
somebody
that
needs
it's
to
not
follow-
a 2-inch
I
ice
mean,
storm or something.
Roger's knowledge of all that stuff is second to none. I mean, and somebody needs to, or we'll be in deep trouble if he ever quits. or-
Don Williams is just as sharp mechanically on all of that
I was gonna
equipment
say, who
as
was it
anybody.
that Dwayne said that could fix anything?
A lot of people. I mean, like
He mentioned.
him. I mean, you guys are all good, but you're not gonna be here forever. That's what
Well-
I'm saying.
Yeah, and that needs to be a concern for the community.
That's what I meant. Yep.
And that needs to be a larger community conversation. I would point out to you, the Ottawa County Conservation District, for example, realistically, everybody that's on that board's 30, almost 40 years younger than me. And that's something to be considered.
That's a good
The
thing.
Golden Wheel is another organization that's sitting over here that's just like this, I mean, we're all older than,
Well,
Mount Sinai itself.
yeah.
So, I mean, that having been said, those are two organizations here in the community that Doug has a certain concern about.
Right.
And I'm hanging in here trying to promote the idea, but I don't know how to go about continuing to have that conversation on those organizations too. But I hope that the commission can look at a way to, start talking about that also. School district is another one. Everybody in that organization's 30 years younger than me. Well, I guess, yeah, CJ's probably in his 40s at this point in time, so. And I imagine Todd Justice is getting pretty close to his 40s if he's not in his 40s.
Right.
He's still got sophomore and juniors in high school, so. He's getting up there too. But, all right, nothing
Well,
else?
No, I appreciate you keeping us in the loop to know what you're doing.
I'd be happy to, probably plan on coming in here. I just assumed though, if I could go to the first meeting of the month, not in February, but in March, I'd be happy to come back again at that point in
Okay.
time. That gets us past
Your
the,
meeting.
We'll make a note that it's your wife's fault that you,
Can I ask you a quick question, Doug? We just discussed earlier the meeting with the rec commission, the fair board, you guys. Is that something that you feel would be better if we waited until the beginning of March then instead? Does that play a role in this at all?
well, I need to keep those people informed too, so it'd be an opportunity to do that. I got no problem with making it for that meeting. I'm just saying for the pursuit of the insurance issue, that is what we are actually here
middle
talking
or end of March, somewhere where they're getting close to,
So maybe move that meeting to
yeah.
middle of March, and that way.
Yeah,
you have
that
an
second
update for
week
everybody.
would probably be a good one. Monday, I got like 3 meetings coming up this week that,
Yeah.
in the first week, so it's the second week would be the
Good.
easier one for me. All right,
Thank
you
you.
very
Thanks for all
much.
you do.
I appreciate it.
so
Whether you're the older or the younger, we appreciate all that you do.
whether, hope Dwayne's got a good excuse for not being here as I do.
He thinks it's Sunday.
He may think it's Sunday. We would call him up. No,
Well, speaking of insurance, I'm heading off to the Oshman office now.
okay. Thank you.
very
Thanks,
much.
Doug.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah, that's all right, good to see you.
Okay, accounts payable.
My only question was, I'm not sure, the wire that we sent, do you know who that was to? Was that to, I was trying to guess as I looked through the list, was that to VG Consultants? Do you happen to know?
I don't know offhand.
Yeah. So when we approve the consent agenda, do we approve the wire separately or just the grand total?
Just the grand total.
Okay, so I didn't really have any questions. I did note though that, I was excited that in here is that cap payment for 81,000, and we only have one more payment for
Yeah.
81,000 on those cats. And
Right.
then those will be all paid off and hopefully run for 10 years. And, I think I got all my other questions answered looking. Yeah, okay, so I'll move to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $229,831.93.
$229, is that what it is? I wrote down. the number. Yep. Okay,
229,831.93.
and second, it's moved and seconded to approve the accounts payable at $229,831.93. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Okay, how about the January 12th minutes?
Did Scott know those slight changes I made?
I was gonna tell you guys, what all the changes were. So, there are a few spelling things. Carly caught one where Kansas wasn't spelled .nest, and then Dwayne caught, one or two there as well. The biggest thing was there was a discussion, originally, Dwayne had emailed me about the mitigation on, let me get to it.
It was on number 9, I think.
Is it,
Yeah, to explain the mitigation, yeah.
yeah, was it what's the number on that?
Number 9.
Number 9, so I just called him, we decided to take it out because it wasn't explained well, but then, Carla sent changes, I felt explained it, so I put it back in, so I put your
Do you want me to?
No,
read
that's fine.
stuff in there. And then we just included, Commissioner Grund added, I put in there her, county contracts for 53% of the appraised value. And she also included 50%, she has 50% of the county township, so I put that in there.
So, you know what, you can look now on the website at the video and see if I said it. Because I put it in my notes, and now I can look at the video and say, did I say that out loud? So, thank you for getting the video up.
Yeah.
I need to say that on the front end of today, I'm so sorry. Thank you for getting the video. So I looked at it to see if I said it, and I had people call me about it. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
they were glad that it was up and running.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing. I'm glad it is too.
Yeah,
You know,
So,
eventually maybe we'll go live, but I'm not quite
They
live.
don't
but-
need to be going live.
yeah,
You need a
so,
chance to look it over.
That's the big thing, just because there's so many things with one person doing in a meeting.
Well, what if we went live and somebody happened to forget to shut the mic off at an executive session? I mean,
That's why, that's the biggest reason.
We don't want
why.
that. So,
Yeah.
speaking of that, I would like a 10-minute executive session to discuss I don't know where's the
do you want me to go ahead and approve these minutes and get this part done?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll move to approve the January 12th minutes as presented.
I second. It's moved and seconded to approve the January 12th minutes as presented. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Okay, so you want to
Where is
check
the
this
darn
out?
list? I thought I had it right here.
Do you know what you want to share? Do you want my list? Do you want to look at
Yeah, please. Confidential data.
How long do you want it
Well,
for?
let me there. No, personal exception, like matters of an individual non-elected personnel.
Non-elected personnel?
Yeah,
Okay.
and confidential data.
And
Oh.
to discuss a non-elected personnel, I assume?
Yeah,
And how long do you want it for?
10 minutes.
So it's right now, it's 9:51, and to include Tammy?
Yep,
Okay, in 10 minutes, so it'd be 10:01, is that enough time?
yep.
Okay, so I'll move into executive session under the non-elected personnel exemption to discuss non-elected personnel to,
And confidential data. if
Well,
you
we
can,
only knew one.
well, probably the confidential. Oh, you're right, go on.
The non-elected personnel, to
Mhm.
discuss personnel,
Yep.
to include Tammy Cox, to begin at 9:52 and at 10:02 to return to the commissioner room meeting.
It's moved and seconded to go into executive session for 10 minutes for personnel exception for non-elected personnel. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, just a moment here and I'll.
Nope, shut your clock or your.
I think she controls all of them up there.
But just to be, I'm still
Yeah.
trying to, problem is this is
no decision made.
I'm sorry. We are on
All right.
to Commissioner's comment.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
that's fine.
I can't believe you're doing it. Okay.
I don't have any, I mean, I pretty much the comments I was gonna make is about, my meeting with the superintendent and people like that. And I've also talked to the Weedles, and they're happy with, listening and seeing, I mean, it's not their building anymore, but just out of respect, I reached out to them, told them what a possibility could be. And so, anyway, I think it's really important to get the superintendent on, and because he did a lot better job than I would have ever explaining everything he has on his mind.
I think he has talked to the Weedles, hasn't he?
Yeah, he
And
has.
so I don't think they're opposed to
No,
if we
not at all.
pursue this grant thing.
Right, no, they're on board. And, you know, and he,
I mean,
speaking of that, I mean, his, the Weedle, Sandy, his wife, I mean, she has an art gallery somewhere, has a lot of, pictures that she could, you know, display there also.
She has an art gallery here?
Not in this town, I think it's Lana. That's where they live. Some sort of an art deal.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's all I have.
Okay, so just Marie's celebration's Friday, so I plan to be there,
Okay, when was it?
2 to 4.
It was supposed to be this Friday, but unfortunately, she couldn't be here.
That's important.
Yeah, so they moved it a week.
So she's coming in for her celebration. And what's normal protocol there, Tammy? Do we, is it totally informal?
Yeah, it's not,
Come and
I think
go.
it's a come and go.
We don't make any presentation, we're not giving her anything?
No,
No,
not that I'm aware of, not unless they've spoken to you. We have that through our employee engagement committee. who
did she
are
get
putting it on.
did she get a plaque when we had the,
That
Yes.
yes, she did
The
that. right.
recognition, employee recognition, yes.
So when people leave, do we have retirement gifts? I hate to ask you.
So that's what employee engagement is working on
responsible.
and responsible for, yeah.
So that, will they make a policy for that for your handbook, or will they be separate?
It's not a policy, it's just the group that we have, and I
What they
don't
choose?
quote me on this, but I believe like they have like something they're gonna give, and, you know, that'll be there,
okay,
given to the retirees.
just as long as they do.
Okay, that's good.
But I'll follow up on that.
Okay, and I appreciate Jason being willing to come and talk on the spur of the moment.
What was the sheriff doing there? Did he need something?
I'm not, he didn't tell me.
Call him.
Might have been, I know he's hired 2 new employees, at least 2. 2, I think. 2, I think. And.
Yeah, I heard one that lives in my neighborhood said they went to Salina. So I'm glad that he found somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only other thing I had
I'm sending Chris Smith a message about a road somebody complained about. Go ahead.
the only other thing I wanted to say was I was glad that the fire district in Bennington got a grant from Twin Valley and CoBank for $6,800, and Jim Davidson helped write that and worked with Brian Breeze, the fire chief. And it's to purchase a high-performance ventilation battery-operated fan to clear smoke, heat, and gases from structures using pressure ventilation during fires. That's all he wrote down. And there's also a standalone fan. Oh, it's a standalone fan, and they're also purchasing 2 cordless power tower scene lights that they have. So it was just encouraging that Jim Davidson offered to write the grant, and
Right.
they got this money for the fire district that they can use for equipment that will be used in Ottawa County. So I'm just thankful that Jim and Brian worked together on that project.
So that is good to hear. I was wondering how Jim was doing. I drove by his house the other day and thought of him, so.
Well, I actually was gonna reach out, I reached out to him last week before I left and said, hey, I'm gonna try to write this grant real quick. I haven't started my really preparing it, and I said, I'm gonna, if I can reach out to you this week and kind of get some ideas on how to proceed, cause he's at least done it. He took that grant writing course, I didn't take a grant writing course, so, I thought maybe he might be able to help me. Like I said, I think this week I have to push something out to present for you guys next week. And if Dr. Stevens here, at least he could take a look at it too.
Okay.
So, but that's all I have for today.
You have anything else?
So do you want a motion to adjourn at 10:10?
Yeah, that's good to me. It's moved in, or there's been a motion to adjourn at 10:10. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?